do like what you said. Everyone just addressed the shit every time.
No, exactly.
There wasn't a whole long, like, and now I'm going to pretend. They would pretend with other people. But, like, within their core group of 4, they were like, yeah, and you're stank, and your mom stank, and everyone stank. Hi, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Belle.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on iconic black media we missed out on in our more conservative religious childhood.
So this past week we've been watching
Girlfriends. Yes.
Season 1.
Yes, with all of our TV shows, we just watched the first season. So, Girlfriends is a look at the lives, loves, and losses of 4 different women. Toni, Maya, Lynn, and Joan.
Okay. Yeah, that's about what it was.
That was just about it.
So we just said take a look at the love lives of them? Or just
lives, loves, losses.
Lives. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess as per usual, things we enjoyed about the show.
Yeah.
You want to kick this one off today?
Sure. This is weird, but I liked it seemed at least, especially in the beginning, the minimal use of the laugh track. Like, the laugh track wasn't too heavy-handed or too, like, crazy. It just, like, if something was funny, people laughed. It didn't seem like a Nick show where every time someone spoke, they laughed. So I liked that.
To me, it felt like it was actually trying to mimic, like, an actual audience. You know, like, sometimes it was just, like, a little chuckle. Like, they were very short laughters. Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah. I like Tracy Ellis Ross, Joan. I liked her character. Like, I thought she was really funny and just fun. And I really liked the little cutaways they did.
I have that too.
Like, yeah, like just when they did those like little asides of just her talking, I was like, oh, I just kind of like getting that like insight into her head. And usually she said something like really funny. Like it was a laugh pretty much every time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just really liked her character. She would
act something out in there.
Yeah.
I really liked it, especially because I felt as though the show was more realistic and grounded in reality. So those were just quick little like funny things that were going on in her head, and I thought that was fun. And it wasn't used too much.
It wasn't.
And it also wasn't used too little.
Yeah.
It wasn't used too little in the sense that it's like, whoa, where did this come from? No. But it wasn't used too much where you're like, every time she's talking, all of a sudden the thought bubble thing comes up.
Well, honestly, when it like first came up, I didn't think I was gonna like it, but then like whatever she said was funny. I was like, oh, okay, like, that was actually good, you know. So it was a nice like surprise, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I liked all the characters, especially the fact that they were all realistic and they got to be like messy and flawed and like ugly on the inside in different aspects. I just really liked that. And there were 2 specific instances where I liked how they got to grow. And one was Joan during Maya's wedding. When Joan was trying to take over everything for Maya, and it came out that she like kind of looked down on her friend a little bit because she was the stereotypical ghetto one. So I like that she was able to grow and learn from those experiences. And also Joan and Toni. Joan learned during the Toni dating thing about because there was slight colorism in there that I thought they handled pretty well. Yeah. Where Toni was like, I can't even remember exactly what she said, but she said something to the effect of, I'm used to hearing I'm pretty for a dark-skinned girl or something.
She said, like, I don't want my daughter to have to hear, you're pretty for a dark skin. Like that,
So I think they did pretty good with that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I actually had the group written down for similar reasons, but I guess to kind of add some things. I thought I really liked how, like you said, they were real, but they were also like very direct and honest with each other, which is I think what like made them seem real. You know, like when there were conflicts, they really just like went straight up with each other and just kind of said exactly what happened. You know, and you even mentioned like the looking down on the one girl Maya. She also had a conflict with Toni earlier on when they got into that fight. And again, like. You know, they kind of like just, you know, women to women just kind of talked about it. So
there were very few little miscommunication, and any miscommunication kind of happened to people who were not in their friend group.
Exactly.
There were a few where it's like someone was like dragging their feet to say something, but it again was realistic because it was like if you were in that situation, you wouldn't like rush to tell your friend something that they didn't want to hear. So I liked that one.
But I guess the one other thing I mentioned with the group is I thought, I guess not the group, but more so the show as a whole, I thought they did a really good job of really respecting both sides of arguments.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, not just with like their interpersonal relationship, but like they kind of tackled some like bigger social issues. Like you even mentioned the colorism. Like they kind of, I thought they handled that well because they really did kind of just show both sides, put them both out there, and have both of them just be respected and both kind of exist. You know, and you know one probably isn't as good. One like mindset, like, you know, you probably shouldn't be colorist. You know, you shouldn't do these things, but like there are people who do go through these experiences. So like to still acknowledge that, I thought they just kind of handled those things pretty well.
Yeah. And even though Joan was sort of like the centerpiece of the show, they made sure that she wasn't always like, I'm correct and I'm right and I'm the best one. Like they kind of saw her be wrong a lot and her friends be right.
There was like one scene, I don't, like, it was just like a standard scene. It probably happened a couple times, but they like where they congregate and like they go around the room and everyone has their problem and they like fix the first two and then the last one they're like, whoa, you're actually like kind of in the wrong on this one, you know? But I just thought the show had like a lot of that type of thing, you know?
I really liked it. Anything else you have that you like?
The other thing I had was I really liked Lynn. That was more of a personal thing.
I
like
Lynn too.
I just thought like she was relatable and like I see myself as the Lynn of my friend group sometimes. So yeah, I just liked her. I liked her.
I thought she was pretty good comic relief.
Yeah, you know that too. Yeah,
because she was kind of like she was the bohemian one of the group who was like crystals and meditation and all that good stuff. So I thought she was fun.
Okay. Okay. You got anything else?
No, that was everything I have.
Okay. I guess we'll kind of get into the things we didn't like. I have one more thing listed in the did like category, but it's one of the things that I like a transition, so I'll kind of speak on both right now.
Go ahead.
William.
Oh, I haven't.
I didn't like first half William at all. Like he came on the screen and I don't know. I just didn't like. I knew exactly what kind of character they were gonna make him. Like the kind of pervy guy at work, it seemed. Yeah. And like. I just didn't like it, and like then it kind of looked like he had this weird smirk that made me think he was like gonna break character, and I couldn't tell if like he was gonna break character or just like kind of playing that creepy guy role. But either way, I didn't like it. I will say they did. I thought they kind of saved him when they gave him the relationship with Yvonne. I did kind of like the relationship, so like that part was in the positive column, but the first half where he was just like single and just annoying me. Weird. Like, he was the first thing I had written down.
Yeah. I also wrote down, I don't know how I feel about William. I was like, I don't know what to do with him. Yeah. I don't know. Because to me, I felt as though they could have... Golden Girls is one of my favorite shows ever. And this show kind of reminds me of it, and just the fact that there's 4 women. Not much else, because Golden Girls are all old. But I felt as though William would have been better suited as, like, more of a recurring character where he doesn't show up as much, but we could put more spotlight on Lynn, because Lynn's not as... She doesn't have as strong of storylines at the moment as William did. And I was like, that doesn't feel right to me, considering the show's called Girlfriends and we're helping out.
He didn't need, like... And even, like, watching the opening credits, he's the one dude on there, and you're like... he's not a girlfriend. He's not like, why is he there, you know? Yeah. So, like, his placement in the whole show seemed weird, but, like I like the relationship, but, like... Maybe if we had, Yvonne was like the security guard nearby at the law firm, you know that. Yeah. And so then we see William coming in. Or even
if Yvonne was one of the girlfriends.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like she was she would have been in that circle. So it was like the 5 girlfriends, and then William's a recurring character.
But now it's like William's a character, and then he's adding another girlfriend who's not a girlfriend.
Yeah. But actually, speaking of it, I love to see Flex Alexander.
I liked it.
I love seeing Flex. I love seeing
One-on-one would have recently come up.
No, it came
out.
Last
TV review that you guys saw from us.
Probably. But...
So seeing Flex Alexander again, I was like,
excited to see him. I was excited.
I literally paused and I was like, that's him, right? That's him, and I had to go search online.
It was like 3 a.m. and I'm like cheering in my room. Flex.
Yeah.
But flat out. I did not say flat out. But, oh man. Okay. But dislikes.
I guess this is a weird one that I kind of liked but didn't like, was the whole online dating episode, the colorism, but I thought, I originally put that down and I didn't just change my notes. Oh. I put it down originally and was like, oh no, colorism, but I thought they made some good points about it. But that's not what I'm talking about. They also were talking about Marcus's hips.
Yes.
And I thought, I was like, oh, that's so mean to be making fun of someone's body. You shouldn't do that. But the word hips is so funny.
It was so
funny. And every time they talked about it.
Marcus with the hips.
It was like Marcus with the lady hips. And I was it's not good to talk about someone's body, and it's awful, and it's kind of like sizist, and that's not good.
No, it wasn't.
The word hips is so funny.
It really was.
The word hips is so funny.
The other funny thing that happened that episode was when they meet up and go on that date. And she's like doing her signals to her friends, and he's like, if you can just call your friends off. I'm not a creep. And she's like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, I have friends too. He wipes his shoulder, and then like 8 dudes stand up at the table behind him and walk off. Like I literally rewound that scene like 3 times.
So funny.
Because that scene was hilarious.
Yeah.
But that might have been my favorite episode. Like
I loved it.
That episode was funny.
I loved it because they had the double-edged sword. I was like, don't talk about people's bodies. That's so mean. But the word hips is hilarious.
Yeah.
And
like when they first show him, he like starts walking funny. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Oh man. Wow. Okay. The last thing I had, it wasn't like that bothersome to me because I thought they redeemed it with the final episode, sort of. But there were just like a lot of guys in this, like a lot of like partners and like a lot of relationships going around, which is kind of the point of the show, I guess. Yeah. But it made it hard for me to like know which ones to support. And so the last episode, a lot happened, or like the last couple episodes, I would say a lot starts happening. And like I wanted to, like I could tell they wanted me to feel like the stakes were high.
Yeah.
But I'm like, y'all like you were willing to go fly out with one dude. Like they were all kind of just like very just like seemed
almost
like pretty much they were all like straight up dating 2 people.
Yeah.
Like so like there was just a lot of that. So it was hard to like figure out which relationships to support, which ones to like not care about. You know what I mean? So that was my only small thing. But again, I thought they kind of redeemed it because that like I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But go.
The only other thing I have was they made slight transphobic jokes when Joan had to break up with Marcus.
Yeah, that was
Lady Hips Marcus.
Yeah.
Sorry. But they made the joke that I just told him you were a man before, and I was like,
yeah.
Come on, 2000s.
Yeah.
But
classic 2000s.
It was like a very small part of it, and they didn't dwell on it for too long, and Marcus didn't believe it, and it was a whole thing, but it was just like, come on, 2000s.
Yeah, it wasn't really needed,
Yep.
But,
so,
okay.
I guess we're on ratings.
Yeah, ratings. You want to go first, me?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
I gave this one a 4 out of 5. I just really enjoyed it. I thought all the girlfriends were great. Really fun to hang out with. And I feel as though this could be one of my, like, comfort shows that I go back to constantly, like Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Or, like, the other show that I really like is Bob's Burgers. Just, like, really fun comedy shows that you can just, like, go in on pretty much any episode and just, like, hang out for a few hours. And I got used to hanging out in Joan's apartment, so it was nice.
Yeah, I'll actually give this one a 4 too. Like, I really liked it. Like, I thought it was really funny, enjoyable, like real stories.
Yeah.
The drama like wasn't, again, like I think the honesty in this show helped a lot, because a lot of times they're like the conflict seemed very forced, because it seems like, why are you lying to this person? Why are you not, like, why are you avoiding this issue? Like, but I feel like a lot of things were just addressed, so I really like that. And I guess getting into the next question, this is the thing I was kind of putting off, but I mentioned how like they had so many different relationships, I didn't know which one to follow. I loved that at the last episode, because that kind of like final drama of like Lynn going off on her own. Who is it? The one who married the football player.
Tony.
Tony, yeah, Tony. Like it, and then going back and like sleeping with the other guy. Like it all kind of made sense, Like it didn't seem forced, because like they're all kind of just like fucking around. Like they're all going wherever,
everyone has
doing
like
whatever.
2 boyfriends.
Exactly.
You just
like
gotta
everyone's
figure out
dating
which
too,
boyfriend
so
they
exactly.
like the most.
And so like by the end, I'm like, I guess it was only a matter of time until like there started to be like a crossing, and like that was kind of that fiery moment at the end of the season. I'm like, wow, like
that's how you do a build up. I liked it.
But yeah, so.
Our last question is, would you continue watching the show?
I will watch the second season. I think I'll watch the second season.
Yeah.
I won't watch it at like the same pace I watched this first season, just because like I have more time. But yeah, no, I actually did like this one, and I would return to it.
Oh, I would definitely return to this. I definitely rewatch it, especially that dating episode. This was a really nice show. I really liked it.
A lot of fun to watch.
Especially because the last episode ended on a kind of cliffhanger.
No, it was a big cliffhanger. Not even a cliffhanger, just like an explosion of like things happening.
But
like,
you don't see the aftermath yet, so you're like, oh, what's gonna happen?
Yep.
Are the girlfriends gonna be okay?
Yeah. Like, are they still gonna be friends? You know?
Yeah.
Then all right. YouTube housekeeping. Like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell for notifications. If you have any suggestions for TV shows, you can leave them in the comments below. We do TV shows and music on Sundays, and on Tuesdays and Fridays we do movies. All of our social medias will be listed in the description down below, and we'll see you next time to catch up. Bye! Definitely be watching this. You guys don't know, but when we watch the shows, we don't watch them together. But like 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, I finish before he does. So I'm always like, did you finish yet? Can we record now so that I can finish?
Meanwhile, I'm coming off like 14 episodes straight.
I'll like pace it out the week and be like, ooh, just like in and out, like a nice and fun.
I'm like, all right, damn, like let's start Girlfriends, 22 episodes later. All right, let's
like
record.
Filming day, I'm gonna watch Girlfriends now. And I'm like,
maybe next time. Probably not.
No.
It'll probably be the same.
I was reminding him. I was like, "Did you start yet?" Like,
and I was even thinking like we should probably just move the recording date back. But I was like, nope. I need that pressure.